Welcome to Serbia, and the largest city in the Western Balkans. Ancient and proud, famous for its wild nightlife and top quality talent. If you're interested in visiting or want to know more about the city, its dating scene and nightlife, then listen up. This is Naughty Nomad's Guide to Belgrade, Serbia. Hello again guys, Mark Zolo here, author of over 100 city guides on naughtynomad.com, the largest resource on the internet in men's travel. I've also written a few bestsellers on Amazon for travel writing. Check them out, the reviews have been awesome. There's links in the description. And guys, in case you missed my last video, which was actually my first video city guide, which was on Armenia, there's also a link there too. Well, gentlemen, I asked you on Twitter and Facebook where you wanted me to cover next, and Belgrade was a clear winner. Good choice. I've been to Belgrade 3 times in 3 different seasons, and I have to say, I'm a big fan. I know a couple of you guys really wanted me to cover Addis Ababa in Ethiopia as well, so I will try to do that on my next video. But guys, I'm only going to keep doing these videos if you promise that you'll smash that like button, hit subscribe, and also hit the notifications bell not to miss any new videos. Also try and share it around if you can, it really helps me out. Also guys, today I have a really cool bonus for you, so keep watching until the end of the video. With that said, let's begin. Belgrade's origins trace back all the way to 7000 BC. In Slavic, the name Belgrade actually translates as White Fortress. Interestingly, as an Irishman, modern Belgrade evolved from the ancient Celtic city of Singidunum, Dun being the Irish word for hill fort. The current fortress, rebuilt by the Byzantines, strategically sits at the meeting point of the Sava and Danube rivers. It is the heart of the city, and the area just south of it is where most visitors end up staying. The fortress itself is the most visited attraction in the country. It's free to visit, surrounded by a picturesque park, and offers beautiful views of the city. It's also a great place to do some archery or enjoy coffee. You, follow me on Instagram by the way. The fortress aside, most would agree that the true centre of Belgrade is probably Republic Square. And the nearer you can stay to here, the better. It's near all the nightlife and is adjacent to the main pedestrian street, which leads to the fortress. And I'm not going to even try to pronounce that. In terms of costs, an apartment is around €30 a night. Around €3 will get you a Serbian stuffed hamburger. And for only €20 you can enjoy a 3-course meal at a nice restaurant. Finally, a pint will set you back about €2 to €3. Belgrade has a gritty but lively vibe. The city itself is not as pretty as other Balkan capitals such as Ljubljana or Zagreb, but with the fortress and rivers, it certainly beats the likes of Bucharest, Tirana or Sofia. The best thing about the city though are the good-looking, urbane and friendly locals. Belgrade has a rough population of 1.4 million. Around 90% of these are ethnic Serbs, with other groups from former Yugoslavia making up most of the rest. Serbian women are quite tall, with an average height of 171 centimeters or 5'7". The majority of women have dark hair, but you'll find more blondes here than anywhere else in the Balkans. They have pretty faces and take great care of their bodies. You'll rarely see someone overweight, and if you come in summer, you conclude that Serbian women are some of the best in the world. Belgrade is up there with Kiev or Minsk. Serbians are a proud people and go out of their way to make a good impression. Being in Eastern Europe, you might expect them to be cold, but you'd be pleasantly surprised. They are honestly some of the nicest people in the whole region. The exotic factor for foreigners is certainly not what it used to be, but the country is still off the radar for tourists. The national psyche is a strange mix of the traditional and the modern. Women here are slightly more conservative than their western neighbours such as Croatia and Slovenia, but they're more liberal than Macedonians, Albanians or Bosnians. While one-night stands happen, they're not the norm. Most single guys who visit the city say the day game is king, and Serbian girls are pretty approachable as well. Their level of English is excellent, so language is not an issue.
It's not north, it's not south, it's not east, it's not west. It's like a sweet spot of everything slammed together with all sorts of different cultural influences, thus the mentality of the women when it comes to relationships with men.
There's a good balance of tradition and modernism that's induced within the lifestyle of the people, the mentality, the way we, think, live, operate on a daily basis.
If you are a young Serbian woman and you want to explore your sexuality, it's a little bit of a taboo.
The social status here matters a lot. So who you are you well known, how do you present yourself, etc. That affects your rate of success at anything.
A lot of people here meet their mates in friend groups, in like social circles and stuff like that. But at the same time, I go out on the streets of Belgrade and I stop women on the main high street there. And I talk to them and I ask them questions about how they feel about dating a foreign guy. And they're all very open to it. And we'll go on camera saying, yeah, I'm open to it.
But yeah, in general, Serbian chicks are gonna test you. Serbian women in particular have this radar for bullshit. They're gonna read you like a book.
Quick, easy results. Go to other countries north of here, also in Eastern Europe that speak Slavic languages.
You need to be direct, you need to be genuine, and you need to be straightforward with it.
If you don't go out in the city and say what's up and give some friendliness out to people, if you're a little closed off, it might be hard. But if you are the person who does go up and say what's up, the city will give you back excellent hospitality. You'll see some of the most beautiful women of your life, and you can talk to them, and maybe you can negotiate some sort of pleasurable experience.
And guys, if you want to see the extended versions of those interviews, I've left links in the description. Belgrade is also famous for having some of the best nightlife in Eastern Europe. The choice is overwhelming, with a diverse range of both summer and winter venues, most of which are concentrated in the centre. In summer though, much of the action moves to the river, to Belgrade's famous splavs, or boat clubs. While the scene here is kicking 7 nights a week, the quality of these venues is disappointing. They're very hit and miss. I run the gambit from pretentious models and bottles type places that require table reservations, to dive clubs with plastic cups and hipsters. It's hard to find a happy medium. And if you don't like turbo folk music, you're gonna wanna tear your f***ing hair out. Trends change though, so ask around. I've also had a few people recommend 2044 Club nearby, which unlike other splavs is open all year round. However, outside of summer, I don't feel like there is a need to cross the river. There is plenty of action in the city centre. Here's a good pub crawl for you. To whet your appetite, you can warm up the night with some local craft beers. Gunner's Pub has the best selection in town, and Zelkrat nearby is another good option. Next, maybe fill the belly on Belgrade's most famous restaurant street, Skadarska. I like Dvav Jelena. In a large parking lot nearby, you'll find a large square with several small bars and clubs surrounding it. And after here, maybe head to one of the most interesting bars in Belgrade, Balsnavac, and be sure to explore all its nooks and crannies. Around midnight, head west to somewhere more lively. Near a public square, a really cool venue is Wurzplatz. Further west, there are also several cool venues around Brankov Bridge, the student area. Also, another big recommendation I got from the 2 interviews guys was KPTM. It's an underground spot. And guys, as a bonus for you today, Dan from expatukraine.com just contributed a 5,000 word updated city guide on my website to help you guys out. Shout out to Dan, bro fist. There's a link in the description, guys, completely free. Check it out. There you have it, lads. Check out Belgrade. It's one of the coolest cities in all of Eastern Europe. And if you're heading to Serbia, I also highly recommend you check out Novi Sad, the student city nearby. It's really, really fun. So subscribe, like, drop a comment. I try to answer all your questions. And if you haven't already, please try and follow me on all my other social media platforms. Facebook, Twitter, Insta. You can usually find me at Naughty Nomad. Next up is Addis Ababa in Ethiopia, one of my absolute all-time favorite countries. Until then though, take care.